What about al-baghi, aggression? Aggression, injustice, is also more serious because it attacks the rights of others. When you commit aggression, you commit aggression against another party, against another person. So it goes beyond yourself to others, and the harm is extended to others and is extended to the society. Injustice is very serious, and it starts within the smallest circle around you. In your family, in your neighborhood, in your work, you may commit injustice if you ignore the rights of others. And all this, as I said, all this is munkar, is something against common sense, something against virtue, against goodness. But there are levels of evil as there are levels of goodness. Attacking the rights of others is more serious than any individual sin, because the sin is extended to others. Being unjust to your family, to your wife, to your children, to your neighbors, to those who work with you, all this is more serious. And then, if you are a ruler and you have a responsibility of extending and securing justice, and you do injustice, then the harm is extensive and is spread to the whole society. We think sometimes that injustice is just for the rulers, for those who rule the countries. Injustice can be in anything, even with your wife, with your child, with your fellow worker, with any person. If you feel that you have the upper hand and you can ignore the rights of others, you are committing injustice. And the injustice always starts in the small circle and extends to the wider circles. When you become used to injustice with your wife or with your children or with those who work with you, you will not be hurt when you have responsibility and you commit injustice against a wider circle. A wider circle, when you become a ruler or a deputy ruler or having any responsibility, you can commit injustice because you become used to the injustice. So, the Quran in this one verse condenses the virtues and the evils. Three main virtues: justice, al-adl, going beyond justice to benevolence and generosity, al-ihsan, and then representing this in the family. The family is an important starting point in any reform. Many reforms fail because they want to reform from above and they ignore the depth. They ignore the basis. They ignore the human being, the individual, and the closest circle to the individual. So 3 virtues and 3 evils. The 3 evils are the general one, the most general one, is doing what is against common sense, against goodness, against what is right, al-munkar. And Islam called it munkar because any reasonable person will not agree with it. Any fair person will not agree with it. What is the meaning of munkar in Arabic? Not accepted by the common sense, by any reasonable mind, by any fair person. So this is very general. Evil, the evil is not evil just because the word evil is used, but because it is harmful. It is against the interests of humans. Allah doesn't want us to refrain and to leave something unless it is harmful for us. And He clarifies this for us. This is the general munkar. But specifically, al-fahsha, what is openly challenging the society, what is against the common sense, but also against the custom and tradition, will hurt the society and not hurt you only. A person can drink at home, no one knows him. But when he drinks in the street, he is doing fahsha. He is challenging the society. He is challenging the Muslim community. He is challenging the virtue and the goodness of the people. And Allah does not want us to challenge, because being used to these challenges makes the society senseless. The people will not be provoked when they see something bad. So everybody should refrain from doing something bad openly to keep the society at least in its purity, in its sincerity, in its goodness. If the person cannot keep himself from doing bad, at least he should not do it openly to respect the society in being not hurt by anything bad.